Hey guys, it's a fabulous day to paint, and it's a fabulous day to paint bluebirds. Can you hear them? They're in the background. This week I'm all about spring. So let's make some mojo. This is so fun and so loose. I tried a couple of different prototypes and I'm loving this one. We're gonna fix up the neck a little. We're gonna do some splattering. I have little minis. Do you know why I was doing minis? Because I worked on a little necklace. This is actually, you can put your watercolor inside a tray, a jewelry tray, and then you can put a bezel or resin. And the eggs, oh my God, how cute. But also I need to go to the optometrist now because I have ruined my eyesight with those. Okay, guys, here are the colors that I have going. I have an ultramarine blue. I have a cerulean blue just because we might throw some in there. I have an orangey. I'm gonna need probably some more of that. So I mix for that a Naples yellow. You guys can make your orange with whatever. It should be kind of a reddish orange, so not like super neon, not like this Hansa yellow deep. Want a little bit of that. I have a little bit of plain yellow, and then I have some sap green and some browns and Payne's gray just for the details. But guys, we're not gonna worry. The only thing we're gonna worry about details is up here to put the head in focus, but everything else is gonna be loose and fun. Not that that's not fun, but I know it's daunting. Okay, I put a traceable, but let me show you the basic. Drawing in shapes is the best way to break it down. So for this one, you can have an oval leaning up to the top left, and then a larger oval just below it for the body. Just block that in. We're gonna be putting paint everywhere. We're not doing this like paint by numbers, this one. We're gonna have paint everywhere. So you just want the general guidelines. And then 1 foot's behind, and then one leg is kind of facing us. So, and then just any branch. And I put this, I'm gonna erase this because, well, I might not. We'll see how that looks right here. But we're gonna have, you guys can make your branch go wherever. And then I just added, because I felt like the composition wasn't balanced. So I added a little bit down here, maybe some buds, like some leaf buds. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to use for the beginning a number 8. I have a 5x7 bow hung block, 100% cotton, cold pressed paper. I like this one. There's lots you can use. This spreading and wet on wet will work better with the bow hung. With the cold press and 100% cotton, because we're going to be wetting this a lot and we don't want to be ripping up a paper that may not be the same quality and have the ability to soak up the paint that the cotton does. Okay, here we go. Guys, we are going to have so much water on our brushes. Don't forget to also have paper towel nearby and a couple of clean water jars. Okay, here we go. We're going to take the crazy smallest amount, like wet. And I haven't wet the paper first, but I'm just gonna plop it on there. So let's just start blocking out the bird, and we're just gonna dab this in everywhere. Look guys, I don't care that it's going over the edge. I fully don't care. I just wanna get it in here. And it's super wet. I'm just spreading it down, going all the way down. And then down here, there are a couple little bits of blue down here we can do. And then I want you guys to see, I'm wetting my brush some more. And I want this stuff to spread up into here. So I'm just flopping some paint here too, guys. And I might use a little cerulean too, but I just want, and this is gonna dry lighter. So, but right now, I just want it to kind of look like it's kind of floating off from the bird. Like we're just giving it a really cool look. We can do it off the back of the head, all that. We also need to have a little bit, and at the top of the head is a little lighter, but we're still just blocking in right now. And all of this is going to dry lighter. So also wet on wet, just block, also very wet. Block in some here, and there's a little here. Let's do dots here, because this is like a white and blue kind of over here. Okay, let's tap in the tiniest bit on this side as well. Ultramarine blue, because it's a little bit more on this side. See guys how fun that was? We barely did anything, but it already looks so cool, doesn't it? We're gonna let all that, see some blooms happen inside here. I don't even care. I kind of like how that looks. All right, clean it off and let's get our orangey. And I may add some more peachy to this, but right now we're just blocking it in. So we're gonna do, it goes, this is a male. All the male birds are so much more colorful than the females to attract. You guys know the cardinals, the whole thing. No different for the bluebirds. I don't really want to get this to me. Oh, it did though. I just said I don't want to get this to mix too much, and then it did. So I just I took my towel, dried my brush completely, and then stuck it back in there. So it would just really, it's okay. It's gonna look okay. It's actually a happy accident. Okay, let's go down, and I drew a little V in there just to show that there's like a little separation between the orangey, and there's like a little tan color down here. And I'm gonna get that too, or we're gonna use a really light brown. See guys, I'm leaving a border between these, and I need some more orange, so this is a good chance for me to show you how I did it. I have a peachy color. You can use yellow. I put in a little brighter yellow and a dab of red. So because I wanted it to be orange, but not too crazy bright orange. See that? It's kind of now more, this is a more peachy, and I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm dropping it in here. And this is a super wet, you can see it in my camera. It's a super wet brush. See? How cool does that look? Okay, guys, we are going to go and do our little thing, and we're gonna make it come this way. Because I thought diagonal is cool. Like, we've got diagonal this way, and we're gonna do diagonal this way. It's just a good composition. Okay, here we go. Look, I'm just blocking. I'm gonna go over the tree. We're fine. I'm gonna go down here. I'm just getting this really wet, similar to what we did on the breast there, on the bird belly. I'm doing it down here. And I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom of my paper. I told you I was using a 5x7, yes? I'm out already. Guys, I'm gonna make more. This is all about color mixing this afternoon. It's so close to the first day of spring. So close. My birthday is the first day of spring. And my daughter's is the 19th. I told this story in another video, but she was due on the 20th, but had an emergency fluid situation and lack of fluid. So my doctor said today is the day. I guess it's okay that we go with safety first instead of having her on the same birthday. But it's so fun because we always do like a fun little trip to celebrate or whatever we can do. And this year, we're going to Chicago. That's where I'm from. And it just there was a blizzard yesterday. So, not so excited. We're hoping the airports are okay. Okay, guys, I'm taking what I just made, that little mix. And while we have this all wet on wet here, I'm going to put in a little bit to darken some of the areas. And I'm being really conscious to leave some light. See guys, this is just really loose, maybe down here. See guys, I just want to have a variety, that's all. And then later we're gonna add, once this is all dry, we're gonna add to make this. So let's attach this a little bit, because this will be the point right here where it'll all flow out, because we need to have an attachment. See? Or else it'll look like it's coming from the stomach there and it's wider. Okay, so I added that. We're done right now. Are you ready? Are you even ready? So let's take the tiniest bit of like a lemon yellow. I had some here and I lost it. Whatever yellow you have. Just as like the tiniest little bit. And let's dab it on the front here. Just to add a little something. Okay, and that'll lighten up for us. And then also like at the tip of the beak. And it kind of goes in their way. It's not yellow, but we're just putting it there. Look how good, guys. Are you excited? We also need a little blue here, I'm noticing. So let's go back and get a little bit of our blue and then put it in here. And also, this is actually really good because we're gonna need a line that comes across, like just a little bit of a line here. Look, I'm just tapping. See? Done. Totally done. While this is drying, I'm gonna put a line here and here, just to give us a little bit of the tail feather. Or it's actually the wing. The tail's down here. Are any of you guys into birding? I'm not, but I'm getting more into it by the day. My daughter's a super birder who has an app. What is it called? It's so good. You can identify birds by sound while you're out and about. It's amazing. And you can tell when other birders have seen the birds in your area. I know what it's called, it's the tip of my tongue. I'm too old to keep two thoughts going at once. I can't paint and think. But I'll think of it while we're painting. If you're into it, I'm sure you know it if you're into birding. Okay guys, I've got a really wet bit of brown and I'm gonna dab some of that. I really want it super wet. Again, wet on wet, and just really just drag some, and I'm gonna leave the top kind of really light, the top of the branch. I'm gonna leave that for now. Actually, I'll drag a little through. I don't want too much brown mixing down to here, but it's fine right now. I just went right through the middle. And then I put a little branch going up just for some interest there. And I'm leaving the top, you see what I mean? I just wanted to have some dabs in there. Okay, you guys, this is so great. We are going to, I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. So I'm gonna switch, I said I had an 8 and a 6, but I actually am going to go to a 4 or a 2 because this beak is really small. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to a 2 just because the beak is small. I still want it to just be really expressive, but I want to be able to get in there. Okay, so get a little Payne's Gray or dark brown or whatever you have that's darker, and we'll just put the beak in. So easy. So let's do that right under here, and we'll leave a little, we'll curve it a little bit. They have a little curve at the top. Doesn't even matter, guys, doesn't matter. And then put a little, I think it's called a nair, the top of the nostril, and then we'll just leave the top there. We'll just leave that kind of white. I might drag a little water that brings it up there and there. And then let's get that dark color that you just had. So I had a Payne's Gray, but you can also add a brown or something. And let's put a little bit of that around the eye. Like this. It's just gonna outline it a little bit for us. So just go around the eye, kind of loose. We want that to be kind of loose. It's gonna dry. And put a little in the corner. See, it's just giving it a little outline. I may not want too much bleeding going on there, so I'm gonna pull a little bit of that out at the top. But it's still fine. Look, because we really want that to be kind of a light blue. Okay, where else do we have a little dark? Let's put a little, get that little line that we had, and put a little just here, just tap some in there. And then that will just define that little neck area. Perfect. Anything else we need? Oh, let's just define under here too. Like take the beak and go all the way down, a little bit of brown. Done. Done, guys. All right, we're almost ready. Let's see how yours is coming. Let's touch it and see if it's dry. I'm going back to my 8 and I'm gonna get a little brown. I also have buff titanium, but you can use brown and lighten it. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of that in the body, in the belly part down at the bottom. Just to give that lots of water, just because it's not all white down here, you know. Let's go up in here, and we're not doing much, just like drag it around. We're just gonna leave some white, and then down here where the tail feathers are, underneath, we're seeing the underneath, and then leave a gap here. That's it, guys. That's all we really need. Are you so excited? Let's get ready. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun. Okay, this is the part we've been waiting for. I want you guys to have plenty of this and plenty of this. So let's go back just one more time and make sure you have enough of your like orangey peachy color, because we want a bunch of this pigment. And this is the fun part. We're gonna do our little wet on wet, which we've been doing, but this is gonna strengthen it. Oh, wow. Whoa, we do not need to go there. So let's get this back. I'm using Naples yellow, but you guys could put an actual yellow in. Let's go back to that, and I want a little, I'm gonna put a little orangey in there too. Maybe a little of that. Okay. I don't want it to look like a robin. I really want to get it a little bit more in the peach side. So let's do that. I think it's valuable to even watch color mixing if you haven't done a lot of it. So I'm going to keep this all in and we're just going to enjoy the birds and color mix. Okay. Now, let's do it. What I want to do is make this so watery. And I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to put such a ton right here. Just a ton. And then I'm going to add water here to my brush, plain water, and touch it. Look at that. And it's going to start magically pulling down. Guys, this is the magic. I kid you not. This is what is so amazing about this. Look, the water is going all the way down here. And it's going to travel. We can help it a little. It's going to travel and make these really cool areas down here. You decide. It's almost like he's bleeding out a little bit. That's okay. We're fine. Okay, then get your mix again and let's put a little, dab a little here at the back of the neck. That's all. And then a little down here under the back leg there. We're just getting some areas. And then here has a bunch of shadow. There should have a little shadow with brown in it because that should be dark. Right under the wing, right? Because there's a shadow. Okay, look at how it's coming out, guys. Okay, let's do the top as well. So get a bunch of your ultramarine blue or whatever your blue is. We're just having a nice, strong, bright blue. Whatever you use for your first wash, you can also add like a different shade down here. I might even put a little turquoise just for fun to see what that would look like. And we're gonna do the same thing. Okay guys, full disclosure, I had a camera issue during this and I missed the blue part, but this is what we need to do. I need you to make sure everything is dry on that level. Do the blue. Similar to that, you guys, it's all individual. You can do that. Then dry everything and we do it a second time. So we're doing the wet on wet drip fun, then the blue, and then we're going to come back and do the wet on wet drip fun on both sides. So we're going to do a total of 4. So 2 on the peach side, 2 on the blue side. But after the first one, we're letting everything fully dry. Then once it's all fully dried, then go ahead and do your peach, drip, 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 put some water, have it all go down and flow, and then do the same with the blue at the top. So we're going to have our initial, and then the wet on wet drip, and then the second wet on wet drip. It's going to be awesome, and then come back when you're done. Okay guys, while we're waiting kind of for everything to dry, let's do something cool that is I'm going to just wash a cool shadow down here. Look, just to bring in like a little bit of the blue from up there into the top of our, so this is glazing. I have a video about it and all I'm doing is just dragging it across a little blue just to tie in some of the blue that's up there at the top, just like little streaks. See that, guys? I'm just bringing some blue there. It's not a big, I don't want it to be blue like the bird. It's just kind of making a little cool shadow down there. Okay, let's do the eye. I got a 1 because I had caffeine today. I'm a tiny bit shaky. So I'm gonna put my pinky down. It's wet there. I'm gonna put it here and then just fill in the eye with Payne's Gray or whatever. If you don't have this, you could use a permanent marker or anything. And it would be good to leave, if you could leave a little bit of the outside. See, like a little bit of white there. Okay, last but not least, we have 2 more things to do. Let's go under the beak and just give it a little bit of an outline there. And then with this same Payne's Gray, I think I'm going to make it a little lighter Payne's Gray by adding a little water. And I'm going to put in these feet. And I have them curving over, I'm using the reference picture, curving over the branch. And you can see the back little claw there too. And then same, this one kind of in closer view for us. curving over. That one has a bunch of water, that's fine. I'm gonna dry my brush. I had too much water there, but it will dry. There we go. Easy, guys, so easy. Then let's take a little bit of, let's see where we would have a darker, underneath this one, while we have that color on our brush. Just brush in a little darker there, maybe a little darker there. Just to define the bottom. That's really all we have to do, guys. It's looking so cool. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. I'm gonna add a white highlight there. Okay, last thing, is this all dry enough? Yeah. Let's make some really soft. I just wanted to balance it out because it's kind of just randomly there. I just want to make the softest. I'm using a number 6, and I'm just gonna make these soft little things, and I want them kind of wet. So I kind of want them to fade into the background, like way into the background, like that. And then I'm going to put some brown. Next to them. And then just hopefully that's just fading in. I'm gonna do these brown and with the little green too. And then we'll just do like that. Maybe some leaves are coming because it's spring. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get a little green, and it's again, we're just wanting it to be really just light, or just maybe put a couple of buds of leaves coming. See, it's really, we don't need too much. I just wanted to add something to the edges. But guys, we're gonna add the most fun right now. Are you ready for some splatter? I'm gonna come into the thing. For the splatter, we need it to be real wet. So let's make it real wet. Are you ready? Let's do this. This is the fun part, and then we're done, and you can hang it up and just revel in the fact that spring is here. Okay, guys, get a lot of water and the big pile of your different colors. Let's concentrate the colors on here. I'm not even covering my bird because, okay, stuff gets on it. So just fling it around. I'm hitting the brush. You can tap it against another thing, or I have my paint marker. I'm gonna get a little more. I want some more pigment in some places. So I'm gonna grab a little, oh my gosh, I just got red. I keep doing that today. Okay, that's okay, it's all right. And a tiny bit at the top. So we have some of the colors at the top and the bottom. Kind of a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Oh, too much fun. Okay, let's get the blue. Same thing. I might put a tab of the phthalo blue. Okay, ready? Hit it. Across the top. Awesome. I'm gonna put a little down there. I need some more. So we have some spatter. Oh my god, how good does it look? I'm gonna keep it on there. I like it. Okay, last but not least, guys, we need a little highlight in this. Guys, I am gonna bring this over so you can see. Just a little white. I think I'm gonna do 2 dots. One there, one there. That's it. Mine is really light. I'm gonna get my pen working a little better, but just so you have it in there so that it is reflecting for you. And I hope you love it. Keep the mojo flowing. Come back. We have some cool tutorials. I told you I'm heading to Chicago, so I'm gonna do some things with cityscapes. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for being here.